All right, welcome. We're back once again, another 2 weeks, and I think maybe we'll be playing some arena today. But aside from that, we got patch notes. Patch 25.15. Unbothered, moisturized, happy, in its lane, focused, flourishing. And here we have Pool Party Set 2. I would just love a set skin that puts him in a suit of armor like Garen or Darius. That's like my whole power fantasy is being the dude in huge armor, but that sets my second most played champion, and he's all abs. Alright, so let's take a look here. Ability preview and champion select. Interesting. Hang on. Let me get some light in here. Some more light. It was a little dark. Mobile burst magic. Ability previews are coming to champion select in all draft modes and ARAM. Ideas to offer players a convenient method of refreshing their knowledge of League's evolving champion roster without needing to leave the client. Well, you can technically already do that without leaving the client, but I guess yeah, if for example you hit a champion in ARAM, it would be useful to see their kit beforehand. This shows Ari mobile burst magic. Okay, I mean, that doesn't really affect me too much. I play this game too much to not know what champs do. Battle of Koshin, Koshin's Courtyard. Character models can sometimes disappear. Now into the court regards how much you've played Battle of Koshin metagame. Oh, this is the in client event that's happening right now. I actually haven't done it yet, so I haven't actually played it yet, so I got confused. Baron has passed the health regen. Oh, his health regen's gone now. But a little higher base health. Out of combat region unchanged. I mean, there you go, junglers. Missing the smite by less than 100 HP should be a little less likely now. Alistar, base armor reduced. Whether you're measuring pros or not. I mean, yeah, I agree. Alistar needs nerfs, but I guess. I'm struggling to think of like another way they could have nerfed him. Because he already has like really long cooldowns and everything. It's just the utility is so massive off this champion. Right? Like, he's not squishy at all. Post 6. Like, regardless of what he builds. He hits R, and it's like a 60% damage reduction instantly. This will make him a lot weaker in laning phase, though, which is what they're probably targeting. To make it easier in those early levels before he's roaming. To, like, potentially kill him or at least put him under tower. So that you can trade more effectively. Especially since it's the spellbook meta now. I'm getting way too into this, but, like, you know, with the spellbook meta, they don't take Guardian or Aftershock anymore, so they're easier to kill, especially if you have Burst, if you're playing a champion like Lucian. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think this will change a whole lot. It'll maybe hit his early game really hard. That's what I'm hoping. But at the end of the day, Alistar's utility is that he's just going to roam and be a problem regardless. Belveth. Passive attack speed increased at levels 2 through 18. Q damage to champions decreased. Huge wonder if last patch's Kraken Slayer and Blade of the Ruin King changes. While she deserves some nerfs to her early PvP power, we'd also like to help her fulfill her late game scaling fantasy by increasing her passive stack value. So more attack speed per stack. But this is like late game. Yeah, late game. So she gets to level 18 and it's a extra 0.1% per stack. Void Surge, damage to champions. 2 to 30 plus 100 is now 0 to 20. Plus 100% total AD. Just 0 flat. So if you have 0 AD, it just does nothing. Interesting. Is that an ad playing in the background? I apologize. Let me actually put this here to make sure that doesn't happen again. That was kind of awkward. What the hell? Alright, let's continue. Braum, base armor and armor growth decrease. So, yeah, he got an armor nerf last patch. So it looks like they're doing the same thing again here. His base armor down to 35. Wow, that's low. Armor growth down to 5 as well. Yeah, so they're just hitting these tank supports and taking away their armor so that you can trade with them better. Because again, these kinds of changes mostly impact the laning phase, right? It'll be a lot easier for you as an ADC to trade with and do some actual lasting damage to these tanks when they have lower armor. Which also makes it more viable to play champions like Pyke, for example. Corky, Q damage formula adjusted, R damage increase. Push him towards squishier high AD builds and slightly toning down his extremely potent late laning phase spike. So 70 through 270, 120 AD, 100 AP. 70 through 250, so less base damage, but an extra 10% AD scaling. I mean, sure. I guess the thought process is that Corky ends up being tankier than he has any right to be, because he builds like Trinity Force plus Spear of Shojin, which are both bruiser items. So he builds those two items and he has like an extra like 700, 800 HP. So I guess that tones it down, right? Because now you want to push him towards building like an IE or something. And his ultimate, an extra 5% bonus AD. So nice little buff to AD. Alright, Illaoi. Okay, so this is a big thing. Kled received a small rework. And we've been looking at it, and I was thinking of making a video on it. But now they've done it to Illaoi as well. So let's take a look at this minor Illaoi rework here. We're delivering some Illaoi adjustments with the goal of reducing her more frustrating outputs for her opponents. No longer will you have to dodge freshly spawning tentacles for a full 10 seconds. In its stead, we're giving Illaoi some deserved extra power by making her E overall more responsive and generally increasing her damage. Most notably, she will now get 2 slams from Test of Spirit's first phase before level 7. Our desire for this patch is a small net power increase, and as always, we'll measure how this lands to ensure we've hit that goal. So, passive, Prophet of an Elder God. Damage 9 through 162, plus 100, plus 40. An extra 5% AD ratio from the Tentacle Slams. Tentacle Smash, Tilted now shows full ability damage that updates with ranks and Q, okay. E, Test of Spirit. So this is the big thing. This is where all of Illaoi's power is. Tentacle attack timer. 543 seconds. It's now 3.53 seconds. Yeah, so the tentacles attack faster now. And vessel duration's down to 3 seconds. So, vessel is what happens when Illaoi pulls your soul and then kills it. You become a vessel. And this is this extremely long debuff where you are walking around, your screen's all green, and you're spawning tentacles in your walls, and then they slam at you. And it's a full 10 seconds, and then what would happen is, by the time it's over, there's an extra 2-3 tentacles around you, and Illaoi's ready to E you again. That is no longer the case. Now, the way it seems, and I'll show this in the practice tool so we can get a very good look at it. Now, it only lasts 3 seconds. So, after she pulls your soul and kills it, you only have to dodge around like an idiot for 3 seconds, but the tentacles attack faster as a result, and they do more damage overall. It's actually interesting to think about how this would affect Illaoi's gameplay. Because effectively, she still plays the same way, but it's much, much faster. Right? The most frustrating part of her is the stupid minigame you have to play in the laning phase, especially if you can't trade with her. So the fact that it only lasts 3 seconds now... There is a nerf here, though, that needs to be kept in mind. In Illaoi's ultimate, the tentacles already slam faster and they become untargetable. So, what could happen is, if you beat up someone's soul and it left them really low on HP, you could hit R then. And the tentacles they spawn will slam immediately to give them less opportunity to do anything about it. And if they're not a mobile champion, they just get hit. So since this only lasts 3 seconds now, I feel like that's not really viable tech anymore. But we'll see, right? I have a feeling that in the near future, I'm going to be doing a stream of just Kled and Illaoi to see how these changes land and how I feel about them. Irelia, health regen. 6 now down to 3.5. I don't think this will change anything. This champion obliterates you in the early game and then tries to split push and does nothing else. Kled. Well, speaking of rework champions, Scarl the Cowardly Lizard. 1.2% bonus HP. Four plus 4. That's a lot more, isn't it? Oh no, it's 4 through 10 fat plus 1% bonus. Oh, okay, I see. So this is just to make him a little tankier when he's dismounted. Okay. He's looking a little on the weak side. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to play some Illaoi and some Kled just to see how good they are. Q damage reduced for low AD builds. As with Bel'Veth, Master Yi was a big winner from the Blade of the Ring King Kraken Slayer buff, so we need to take him down a peg to remain balanced. Taking out some of his Alpha Strike burst and low AD builds in order to put his higher AD crit builds closer to high attack speed on hit builds. Huh. Crit builds, you say? I don't think I've ever seen a Master Yi build crit. So 30 through 150 plus 50. 20 through 100 plus 70%. Okay. So they brought down the base damage and brought up the AD scaling. I mean, sure. Why not? Master Yi's meant to be an assassin anyway. So I guess this will stop people from doing, like the Titanic Hydra, Wits End kind of stuff, right? You just kind of want them to build high damage and only high damage. Nyla, base AD increased, attack speed growth decreased. I rarely see this champion. I think the last time I saw a Nyla was in, like, Arena. Just getting funneled by a Soraka. But I can't remember the last time I saw Nyla on Rift. So an extra 2 AD, but her attack speed growth has been decreased. Nyla is the winningest bot laner in League of Legends, and while someone has to be on top, she's ahead by a little more than we think is reasonable. Really? Am I too low elo? Like, where is this? Where's this aimed? I play in Diamond. So let's see here. Average, skilled, and elite. Wow. So it's every elo. Uh-oh. I'm stuck. Okay. I never see Nyla, but alright. Pantheon. Q monster damage decreased. Okay, so some shots at Pantheon jungle. Minus 15% for his Q damage. You're looking to reduce his viability. Has been dominant. Has taken some shine from his top lane. I mean, yeah. Yeah, he's picked or banned every game. In solo queue and in pro. Alright, give me just a sec. Q damage decreased. Really? A Quinn nerf? Holy crap. I only see Quinn when there's like an asshole just playing the top lane to make my life miserable, but I never would have considered that you needed a nerf off of it. Most effective build, Static Shiv and Symbiotic Souls have caught on, and she's ultimately a little too performant. Taking Stellar Strength in the later laning phase, weakening her wave clear by asking her to wait a little longer to access all of that area of effect power. Wow. So 20 through 100, 120% bonus AD. 65 through 205. 120% bonus AD. Am I stupid? This looks like a buff. 20 through 100. It's now 60 through 205. This is a typo or am I stupid? It has to be a typo, right? Or is it backwards? Like, I can't understand. 20, 40, 60, 80 is now 65 base all the way up to 2. Okay, I'm just going to assume this is a typo and that it's backwards. I'm shocked that Quinn is receiving a nerf, but sure. Me seeing less Quinn is always a win, right? Rek'Sai, base armor and armor growth decreased. W lockout decreased at higher ranks. E deals adjusted true damage are adjusted. Also, they're giving her back the true damage on a charge D. I imagine. Rek'Sai's been sad with her lack of true damage, so we're adding it back so the Rek'Sai players can experience all 3 pretty colors again. We're trying to nudge her toward a more complete fighter pattern by making her ultimately not necessarily an execute. Give her more cast of Furious Bite and give her access to better late game crowd control. Also doing some quality of life that should make her ultimate usability better and soften Furious Bite's failure cases. The nerfs you see in this patch are to compensate for the new power she's getting, but our overall goal is for Rek'Sai to be stronger than before. So once again, Rek'Sai is being moved away from Assassin. You know, this is one of the big issues that I have noticed with Rek'Sai, is that over the years, she has had a lot of trouble with maintaining a singular identity. Right, like she came out and she was like this cool new bruiser jungler. But then people were like building her AP, so they had to tap the AP ratio on her Q. And then she was too strong with her base values because people was building her as a tank instead because she could just jump across the map instantly. So they took that out, and then she became an assassin with her new ult, and people were building lethality. And now they're taking that away. I mean, I already never see Rek'Sai, but now they're trying to bring her back into being a bruiser, I guess without being a menace to top lane. 1 less base armor. A little bit less armor growth. Knock up lockout duration. So, when she unburrows, she knocks you up, and then you can't be knocked up again for 10 seconds normally. But now it scales down to 6, so you do it more often. Don't you max that last, though? So that's still, definitely late game. E, Furious Bite, Empowered Damage. 100% total AD, 15% max HP. Is now 100 to 240 plus 80 bonus AD. Unempowered damage, 100% total AD, 80 to 192 plus 64%, 80% of empowered damage. Cooldown 6. So she bites a lot more often now. And instead of just doing percent HP damage, it just scales with your bonus AD. And her ult. So the ult just does max HP now instead of missing HP. So it's not an execute. Instead, it's just a huge chunk of health that hits harder on meteor targets. Cooldown. Cooldown's been increased early. Cooldown on interrupted cast from target dying. Oh, okay. So, if you ult someone and they die before you actually jump and hit them, you only have to wait 5 seconds. Now resets W cooldown on cast. Well, that's nice. We'll have to see. Rek'Sai's another Hinge case where it's like, I play 100 games and I don't see her even once. I've seen Rek'Sai once this entire year. In Arena. Again, Arena. Rel. W shield decrease. Just another nerf to Rel. Like, I'm not even really interested. Oh, I wasn't going to say anything about Aram, but this death screen effect for the new map, I've heard people complain that it's too purple, like it's too ultraviolet, and it hurts people's eyes. Sanctum and Mythic Shop. The new Mythic variant, After Hour Spirit Blossom Springs, is available in the Sanctum. So here you go, another super expensive Ahri skin. The new prestige in the Mythic Shop. Is this... Oh, it's Aphelios. I thought it was Ezreal for a second. I was about to say, there's no way Ezreal got another prestige. Alright, so... Aphelios has a matching skin with Set, once again. I don't... Is that a loon? Damn. Damn. Not gonna say anything more. I actually don't really like this skin line. I think it's okay. Getting Pool Party Set Part 2 is weird, though. Surrender and remote vote timeouts have been reduced to 60 seconds. Or reduced from 60 to 25. That's nice. Visuals of roll swap to help differentiate. Oh, I've fallen for this a lot. Thinking that someone wants to swap pick order and then I accidentally take their role and then I just decide, alright, screw this game. Bunch of general bug fixes, skin bug fixes. And yeah, the Spirit Blossom Springs. I've heard a lot of positive feedback about Volibear and Teemo specifically. Because Teemo's a cute little monkey. And Volibear has a really nice recall where he dips his toe in the water. Alright. That's gonna do it for the patch notes. I kind of want to check the Illaoi thing in the practice tool really fast, so let's close this. And I'm gonna open up the practice tool so we can take a look. Also, a new TFT set is coming. I think this is the last patch. Is it? Or is it already active? Is KO Coliseum already here? I believe it is, so we're going to play some fighter team tactics. We're going to play our first game of KO Coliseum, I think. Screw Illaoi. No, I'm joking. Let's take a look at Illaoi first. We'll take a look at Illaoi, and then we'll play our first game of KO Coliseum. So we're going to take a look at this real fast. Like I said, we're definitely going to have to do a day where I'm just playing Illaoi and Kled. I actually like the balance changes a lot. I like specifically their decision to start applying some minor reworks to a lot of these top lane champions, especially these champs with a low pick rate. I feel like Illaoi and Kled both have a really low pick rate, but when you do see it, it's like annoying and extremely devastating in some ways. Right? Like I have gotten obliterated by Illaoi on multiple occasions just from picking the wrong champion. What's wrong with my client? Where's the client? It's not opening. Did I break it? Should I have reset it? I have a tab for it. It's just not here. Okay. Anyway, the last time I played against an Illaoi, it's because I locked Cho'Gath. And ironically, I never died to her. And I ended that game like 12-4. And I was only down like 30 CS. But the Illaoi was talking so much shit, like I was in a winnable matchup. Like, never killed me. Never did anything and just was talking shit the whole time. I swear that's like, what was his name? It's like Tyler One's fault, right? Because, like, he plays Illaoi. And he's the kind of guy to miss 10 skill shots in a row. But the first time he hits an E, after missing 10 times in a row, he says, "Oh, you're shit at the game. You should never get hit by it. Illaoi is the slowest E in the game. It's the slowest skill shot in the game." And it's like, bro, you're gonna hit eventually, and they're gonna lose a third of their HP off of it. And the first thing you do is talk shit. Anyway, so let's just set myself to. Let's go to level 10 and give myself a black cleaver. Oh, I didn't give myself gold first. My blind? Where's the gold? Okay, so we're level 10 with the black cleaver. And I'm gonna spawn a dummy. We'll just spawn it here. And I want to be careful about my tentacle spawns here so that I don't accidentally, So, we're gonna pull a spirit. This is a bad idea. I need an actual. Oh, see, so it spawned it instantly. It spawned it instantly, and the tentacle slammed instantly. Interesting. Okay. So, more damage, but the debuff lasts a shorter period of time and the tentacle slam faster. We're going to have to see. I'm going to have to play some games of both. Of Kled and Illaoi.